All right, let's start the masterclass. So thank you so much for joining the today's masterclass organized by Ellipse Education. First of all, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I am Abhishek Agarwal. I am a Microsoft certified Azure data engineer. I am having 8 to 9 years of Azure data engineering experience. I have done my graduation from NIT Raipur in 2016, and after that, I have worked completely into the Azure data engineering domain for 8 to 9 years, right? So I started my career as a data analyst, data science guy, and then slowly I transitioned into the data engineering field, and then I basically completely worked into Azure data engineering domain for past like 8 to 9 years now, right? And I started this teaching journey back in COVID timing, right? When my friends lost their jobs. So I started training them, and then they got a job. They referred their friends, and then two students became five students became 10 students. And then we soon launched Education Ellipse, right? And then here I provide training related to Azure data engineering domain. So this is pretty much about me, right? And together with me, Sankha Das will be the fellow mentors who will provide the Azure data engineering training with me, right? So I will request Sankha Das to also give a small introduction about himself.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. So this is Das. So I have also worked more than 5 years in the industry, coming from multiple projects regarding you can say Europe, East, Middle East, Canada, so many projects as an Azure data engineer. So I'm a Azure data certified, Microsoft certified Azure data engineer. Along with I have Databricks Snowflake certification as well. So both me and Avishek both will guide you in end to end with all the details regarding Azure data engineering, so that also you can do some live projects. Along with that, you also able to crack the certifications as well. Okay, and all the things will be hands on. And me, Abhishek, both are from industry, so will be the right person to guide you properly. That also we can assure totally. So yeah, that's it from my end. And yeah, Abhishek, you
All
can
right.
take over.
So thank you, Sankha, for giving a small introduction, right? So now, as I mentioned and as we mentioned, right, in Education Ellipse, basically, we started Education Ellipse to provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, which you can see here. So in Education Ellipse, we don't hire any trainer who is a full-time trainer itself, right? So we basically take only the people who are working professional, and then they are basically they can provide the training in the site, right? We take only those people. So all the tutors in Education Ellipse are the working professional working in a particular domain for which we provide the training, right? Suppose me, I am working Azure domain, Sankha is working on Azure domain, and then similarly we have Vail Murugan who is working on AWS domains, Khan sir working on Python, Sindhu Pradapati working on Power BI. So they take care of all the training related to Python, Power BI, all of that, right? Uh, and then what sets apart is we provide from the training who from the working professional who is working in the industry. So learn from the industry expert, right? The person who is working in the industry will only guide you, right? We provide a personalized learning. What I mean by personalized learning is our batch size is small. We take limited students, 15 to 20 students, and then we help them till the time they get a job, right? So it's a personalized learning, and we will guide you the courses as per your profile. It's not like we have a standard course for everyone. We have a customized course for a fresher, for a 3 year of guy, for 5 years of experience, for 10 years of experience. We have different courses. So in other coaching institute, what they do, they have a standard course which everybody can buy, right? But what we believe is the fresher should learn in a different manner than a 3 years guy, and a 3 year guy should learn in a different manner than a 10 years of experience guy, right? Because the expectation is different when you go to the interview, right? And then the skill set is also different when you go to a different interview. So we basically provide you the customized course as per your profile, which you will understand going forward in the masterclass, right? So you will learn from the mentors who is currently working in the industry. We will provide you small batch size, a customized training We will make you job ready. What does it mean? We will provide the corporate training as in the training which you generally get in Mu Sigma or Infosys, that they train you as if they will put you on a project, right? So we will train you accordingly. We'll train you in a way that once you learn it, you will be able to do the real time projects in the company, because we are teaching what project we have done in 8 to 9 years of career. So once you learn that properly, you will be able to do the project in your company once you get a job, right? We have a 7-day refund policy as well. So if you're not satisfied with the training, you can come back to us, get a refund in 7 days. Nobody comes to us for a refund because of our teaching style. But I believe all of you joined virtually today. So when you're paying the money, we are giving that kind of a comfort as well, right? So it's a 7-day refund policy as well is there, okay? We have a price match policy as well. So if you get a similar kind of a training anywhere in the market in which they're giving a personalized training, right? At the same time, the real time training, real world training, they're helping you end to end, then we have a price match policy as well. Okay. We will also help you in the resume preparation, mock interview, and everything, right? So we will prepare you till the end. We have a live courses about Azure data engineering, which me and Sankadas will be taking. Then we have a AWS data engineering course, Snowflake, SQL, Python, Power BI, Fabric, combined course, right? And then these are the courses like combined Snowflake plus Azure courses, Snowflake plus Azure data engineering courses, right? That we also have. Then we have a recorded material as well. Suppose somebody says that I want to fast track my learning. I want to learn very quickly during my Christmas timing, or I have like a good amount of time right now. I want to learn very quickly, right? So we have a recorded material as well, which you can also go through. You can learn it in your own pace and you can learn it fast, right? Then you can check out the reviews from here, right? You can basically check out the video reviews from here, right? You can check out everything from here, right? Um, Now, and then if you want to check out the LinkedIn profile, you can go through the LinkedIn profile from here. You can check out my LinkedIn profile. You can check out what the projects I have done, right? All of that you can check out, right? So you can get all the experience from here. You can check out the mentor's LinkedIn profile from here, right? All of that you can do. Okay. Uh, all right. So now let's come to the technical part of the today's masterclass, right? Before that, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can just like go to Instagram, type Education Ellipse. We post many good material in the Instagram, right? Many good learning material in the Instagram. You can follow us on the Instagram. And we also post many good learning material in my LinkedIn profile as well, which you can go through and check out that, right? Which will help you to learn about SCD type implementation or OLTP, OLAP, right? So we'll get many good learning material, which you can also check out from here, okay? All right, so this is a brief about everything, right? Now let's try to understand the technical part of the things, okay? And I will try to make things very, very simple for you so that you can understand, okay? Now let's set up the expectations of the people sometimes who comes to the demo, right? They have certain kind of a question, right? Which I have written over here. These are the general question which people have, right? Suppose sometimes people are, hey, like suppose somebody wants to learn Azure. So they are confused about, hey, why Azure only? Why not AWS? Why not GCP? Right? And sometimes people are confused about what is cloud itself. I don't know about it, right? And which particular cloud I should learn, right? That is not very clear. Then if you're clear about Azure, then you are not sure whether Azure has an opening or not, right? Then if it has an opening as well, why you should go for data engineering? What is data engineering, right? Hey, why not DevOps? Why not like data science? Why not data analysis? So we'll talk about it. We'll talk what is data engineering and why data engineering, right? Then we will talk about, hey, I'm a fresher, I have a career gap, I am 5 to 10 years of experience, how you can switch, right? If you are a fresher, if you have a career gap, as I was telling you that we provide a customized course, you'll understand that which course is best for you if you're a fresher, if you have a career gap, if you have 5 to 10 years of experience. Then who is eligible for the course, right? If you're from a Power BI background, if you're from an SSIS background, if you're from Informatica background, who is eligible for this course, right? That we'll talk about. Then we need to talk about like, hey, coding is required or not, how much coding is required. If you don't know SQL and Python, which course to choose. If you know one of the language, which course to choose, we'll talk about it. Then we will talk about how we will do live projects, right? And sometimes people have a question about how, Abhishek, how will approach the interview, how can I handle a scenario based interview question, right? We'll talk about that as well. Okay. Then sometimes people have a confused about, hey, timing is not suitable, what are the choices if timing doesn't match, I work in odd timing, right? How I can learn it. So we will answer each and every question. Okay. So just to break it down, right, I divided everything in this small slide so everything is clear for you, right? So let me open this. So the introduction part is covered. First of all, we'll understand why cloud, what is cloud, and why Azure only, right? Then we'll understand why and what of data engineering. Then we'll understand tools to learn. Then we'll understand why and what of Databricks and Spark. Then we'll understand code is required or not. Then we'll understand who can learn this. Then we'll learn roadmap, courses and projects, recordings, right? Everything we will explain you. Me and Sankhadas will explain you everything, right? Now, if you need a today's demo recording, then please share your number in the chat so that we can reach out to you and then share the recordings with you, right? So please share the number in the chat if you want the today's learning material, like, hey, different slides we will be presenting in today's masterclass. So if you need a today's masterclass recording and learning material, please paste your number in the chat so that we can reach out to you and give the recording to you. Okay. All right. So now let's try to like understand why and what of cloud, right? So let's try to understand why cloud and what is cloud. Okay, first of all, let's try to understand this. Okay. And the agenda for the today's masterclass is based upon your profile. Suppose whosoever is, suppose somebody's there from like a Power BI background, right? Or somebody's there from SSIS background. He should be able to understand that, hey, based upon your profile, which course to go for, right? That should be very, very clear. So in today's masterclass, you should understand, right, in very simple terms, what is the basic agenda for today's masterclass? The basic agenda for today's masterclass, if I summarize in one simple line, based upon your profile, how you can switch to Azure data engineering. Okay. So this should be very, very clear for you. So please pay attention. Please listen to me very properly, right? And then understand what is data engineering. Understand based upon your profile, how you can switch to data engineering. Be attentive, ask question. We are regularly checking the chat, right? So you can ask question in the chat and I will also give you the chance so that you can unmute yourself and ask question to me directly and also Sankha Das, right? So in today's masterclass, please make sure based upon your profile, how you can switch to data engineering. That should be very, very clear. Okay. So to understand that, we are dissecting it now. We are trying to understand what is cloud, why Azure, right? And then I will explain why data engineering. Then I'll explain what is data engineering. And then I will explain how you can switch to data engineering. So we are basically trying to build from the cloud itself to further dissect to every possible scenarios that we are trying to do. Okay. So let's try to understand with one basic question about what is cloud and why cloud, right? So let's try to talk about it. Okay. To talk about what is cloud and why cloud, I will try to give you an example which you will relate. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. So to understand what is cloud, why cloud, we'll try to understand with one very, very, very simple example. Okay. So suppose when I was in college, I used to use CDs, DVDs, pen drive, and then like different hard disks to store my data. Now I don't no longer use them, right? I use Google Drive. Why I do that? Because it's easy to maintain. Upgrade is very easy. If my Google Drive is full, 100 GB is full, I can just upgrade my storage. I will not lose my data, right? So data loss and recovery is not there. Upgrade is very easy, easy to collaborate. I can just generate a link, share to anyone, and then they can also access it, right? So because of all of these advantages, I switched to cloud. Similarly, all the companies are switching to the cloud because it's easy to handle, easy to maintain, easy to collaborate, easy to implement. That is why people are switching to the cloud. That is why cloud is important. Now, what is cloud? Like, so to understand this, I will again give you a college example that when I was in college, I used to go to a cyber cafe where I used to pay like 10 rupees or 20 rupees an hour, and I used to use their computer. Why? Because I don't want to pay for a hardware for my own machine because I do have a limited use, right? And I don't want to bear that cost always, right? And I also feel that, hey, if I basically if I uh, purchase the computer, I need to like pay for it, and I need to upgrade it whenever like I will just like go to a job, I need to upgrade it again, and I don't want to bear that particular all of this things, right? I just want some sort of a service which can take like some 10 to 20 rupees with me, and I my job is done. I don't want to pay for it always, right? So if you think about it, that is what the cloud is. Here, the cyber cafe guys are basically your Amazon, Microsoft, GCP. If you try to understand in a very, very simple terms, I'm trying to simplify things so that you get it very easily. So the what is cloud? The cloud is the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on internet to store, manage, process data rather than your local computer. So you're not using your computer, you're using someone else's computer which is hosted on internet. And then here the computer providers are Amazon, Microsoft, GCP, VMware, Alibaba. These are the your cloud service providers. That is what the cloud is. Okay. Now let's try to talk about, hey, why particularly like Azure only? Why not AWS? Why not GCP? Okay. So to explain this, right, I will take an example, right? I will take an example of so I have many reasons why Azure is good, right? So suppose like back in 2000 um, so back in 2016-17, right, we the like Azure is evolving at that particular time, and many projects came into Azure, right? And then the market leader was AWS, right? And when I started working on Azure, right, at that particular time on 16, 17, 18, right, I started working on Azure. And then I started with a very basic salary package. It's not like I graduated from an IT Raipur and I started with very fancy package. I started with very basic package. And then I got like 6, 7, 3x, 4x hike in switching the companies, right? And it's not like I am only the getting the hike, right? I consulted with many people, right? But everybody was getting hiked that particular time, right? Because Azure was evolving, right? And then still, when I wanted to move from India to different countries, then also I was able to move myself. So suppose, for example, if I show you the my journey, right? If I open my LinkedIn profile, so what I mean to say is, like, suppose if you go over here, right? If you just try to see this journey, right? When I wanted to, like, I was working as a data science and data analyst guy, right? And I was working in this company, Synity, and then I wanted to switch. And this was a COVID timing, 2021 COVID timing, right? And when I wanted to switch during this time from this company to this company, I got very good hike, right? Because like 3-4x hike. And then once I work into this particular company, right, and I wanted to go abroad, right? I thought that, hey, COVID got over. Let's try to apply abroad, right? Then I got a job in this particular company in Aldi as well, directly from India in Germany, right? So what I mean to say is why I was able to do that, because there was an opportunity. What is most important thing is whenever you want to switch yourself from one company to another company, are you getting interview call, right? That is the important thing. And everybody struggle to find a job. It's not like I am not struggling to find a job. Everybody struggle to find a job, but what is important, you're getting an interview call. So suppose if you search Azure data engineering over here, you will see good number of openings across the salary bracket, right, and across the different companies, right, and across different like companies across different graduations, right. So you'll see many job opening. That is why, and not only in India, like if I want to move myself to Dubai or US or anywhere in the world, I can do that now. I am skilled enough to do that now because there is an opportunity and I can apply to those jobs. I can give interviews and I can get a job, right? That is most important. So in Azure, we have a very good opening, very good market potential. So it's doable. And at the same time, so this is the first like reason which I will tell you based upon my own journey. But AWS and GCP is also good. We have those courses as well. We have a AWS data engineering course. People are getting enrolled in AWS course, getting a job as well. But I am little biased here because I am from Azure background, right? Now here at the same time, when I see my career, 8 to 9 years of career, whenever I was working in a company, I was always using a Microsoft product, right? Suppose like be it a Office, be it a Excel, right? And then I have people from like AWS world, GCP, I have people from working in Amazon. I have very good friend who is working in Amazon. He also tells that we are using Microsoft product. So every company uses a Microsoft product that makes Microsoft a very good competitor because it's very easy for them to market Azure in general in all the organization. And also everybody is nowadays using Chat GPT, and then Microsoft has a very good partnership with Chat GPT. They are heavily investing in Chat GPT, right? So that also makes Microsoft a very good competitor. And I have many other reasons to prove that, right? So they have good security model, hybrid cloud setup, flexible pricing, right? They we have multiple reasons which I can support my like argument that hey, Azure is better. But we have like AWS, GCP, which is also very good platform. And then if you learn any skill set, you can anyway switch a job, right? All right, so that is why Azure is good, is what I feel, right? So now let's try to basically understand the next topic, which is so we understood why cloud, what is cloud, and why Azure. Okay, this we understood. Then let's try to understand why and what of data engineering. Okay, so suppose why and what of data engineering, because l- as compared to data analysis or as compared to data science, data engineering is high in demand and low supply. Low supply, high in demand. But in data science, it is high in demand, very, very high supply. Because when I was in college, I have also done a data science course, right? So everybody does a data science course. All the college graduate does a data science course, and due to AI, ML, all of this, the data science is very overrated right now, and there are limited jobs. Many people right now. Okay, so it's very difficult to switch to a data science domain. Similarly, in data analysis domain, you have low pay cut, like and limited skill set. For example, SQL, Tableau, Power BI only is needed. So it's limited pay cut, and then the opportunities are also less. Okay, so let me write this so that it's clear for everyone. So what I mean is, like in data analyst domain, only SQL, like Power BI, this visualization skill set is needed. So low salary and less jobs right now. Okay, and in data science domain, like it has very high in demand, and like many people are applying here. Many people are applying because it's very trendy, right? And then in data engineering domain, it's high in demand but people are less here. Okay, so it's very easy for you to switch to a data engineering domain. That is very, very easy for you. Now let's try to understand what is data engineering. Okay, so what is data engineering? So I will try to give an example to understand what is data engineering so that it is clear for you. Okay, so let me open a slide to present and then explain this. Okay, so to understand what is data engineering, let's take an example, and then let's take an example that hey, I have a very good friend who is working as an IT professional, but he opened a retail store in Bangalore, and he opened a retail store in Bangalore in different location, like in Balandur he opened, in Whitefield he opened, and in Sarjapur he opened different store in Bangalore, right? And when he opened a different store, he stored the data in different format. For example, in some of the store he stored the data in SharePoint, in some of the store he stored the data in SQL Server, some in some of the store he stored the data in files, right? Now after 2 to 3 years, he wants to understand total sales, for example. So he need to combine all the data, right? And then to understand total sales, he need to report and give this KPIs to not a technical guy but non-technical guy so that store managers can understand how much they sold. So to do that, he needs to create a Power BI report or some sort of a report in which that can be understood. So to do that, this is a standard data engineering problem in which we need to migrate the data from point A to point B, transform the data to make it ready for the data analysis. So if you define what is data engineering is nothing but extract, transform, and load, or extract, load, and transform, in which you migrate the data and then transform it to make it ready for the analysis. Okay, so that is what data engineering is. So if you want to understand, if you try to understand, hey, like what is data engineering? So if you if you want me to define what is data engineering is two simple word: data movement and data transformation, which is extract, transform, and load, or extract, load, and transform. So you basically extract, which is data movement, transform, which is data transformation. Okay, so what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but da- data engineering is nothing but data movement and data transformation. So you also call it a extract over here, extract, data movement, extract. Extract means extraction of data. ETL. We also call it a ETL, extract transformation, ETL. And L is loading, right? Loading. So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement, data transformation. That is what the data engineering is. So suppose here you move the data. For example, movement is I have the data over here, right? Now if I want to I think my laptop is hanging, but yeah. So if I want to move the data in any sort of a storage, for example, if I want to move the data in this drive location, right? Then manually I can just upload the file. But if I want to do it regularly, I need a tool, right? That is the extraction part. That is the extraction part. Okay. So data extraction and data movement, that is what the data engineering is. Okay. Now to learn data engineering, to learn data engineering, you need to really focus on data movement and data extraction. These are the two things you need to work upon. Okay. Um, Now, let's try to understand the different roles of data engineering. Okay, so in data engineering, you will be finding right data for data analyst and data scientist. You will develop a ETL pipeline for data engineering and for data science guy and for data analyst guy. So you will be always supporting them for the requirement. Okay. So data science guy cannot work without me. Data analyst guy cannot work without me because I need to give support to them to prepare the data for them. Okay. And I need to make sure the code quality is good. Need to make sure the data which I'm giving them is the quality is good, right? Code quality is good, data quality is good. That is what I will handle. Okay. Then the cost of the satellite is good, the performance of the pipeline is good, right? Data governance policies are being made, we are not exposing any sensitive data. All of this is data engineering job. What is not data engineering? Building model report and then CI/CD pipeline, front end application, all of this infrastructure and security, all of this is not data engineering. So why it is important to understand what is data engineering so that you're not getting confused. You're not basically applying to the job which is not so important. For example, if you go over here, you will see many jobs in which they will ask you like a skill set of CI/CD pipeline, front end. So suppose here if you see this particular job, right? GitHub, data modeling, Jira, like sometimes you see a job which is not like here they see that here they are writing AWS, right? And Jira, this all of this is not like related with data engineering in general. Now, if I open many of the job openings over here, you will see some sort of a CI/CD pipeline, or you will see ML model reports, right? All of this is not data engineering. So whenever you see any job in which they are mentioning CI/CD pipeline or ML model reports, right? All of this you don't need to learn, right? You need to really focus on, suppose over here, if I open, they have written DAX query, right? DAX query, Azure machine learning, right? And at the same time, this is data engineering. So you can learn machine learning as well, and you can just like go and find a job in TCS as a Azure data engineering. But my what I want to convey is you cannot prepare for all the job. If you want to prepare for like machine learning as well, CI/CD pipeline as well, you need like 1 2 year 3 years to learn it, and then when you go to the job, you'll lose motivation. So learn quickly, find a job quickly rather than learning too many things. If you learn too many things without practicing real time, then you will miss things, you will forget things. So suppose I have done a 6 months long data science course. So once what happens generally, you learn for 6 months, and if you don't apply anywhere, you'll forget half of the things, right? So it's very important you learn limited skill set and then you switch quickly. That is very important. So you learn what is data engineering rather than learning too many things, right? So you should really focus on data movement and data transformation, which is what the data engineering is. Okay. Data movement and data transformation. And to learn data movement, data transformation, what are the tools are important? The tools which are important to learn about data transformation, data movement is Data Factory, Synapse, transformation, Databricks, SQL stored procedure, and all of this, right? And then for storage, data lake and SQL server. For transformation, Databricks, SQL stored procedure, data flows, data factory for data extraction. So these are the tools which is important for the data engineering. So what are the tools which is really, really important for data engineering? These are the tools which is important for data engineering. Let me open this. So these are the tools which are really important for data engineering: Data Factory, Synapse, DevOps, Databricks, SQL DB, Data Lake, and Fabric, which recently came. These are the tools which is very, very important for data engineering. So now the slides which I'm presenting, the recordings, and then the things, the information which I'm sharing, if you want that, please share your number in the chat so that I can share those information with you. Okay. All right. So now, just to understand everything, right? What is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement and data transformation. Somebody was saying I need to slow it down, so I will just re-explain again. So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement and data transformation, right? And then what are the tools important for data movement and data transformation? Data Factory, Databricks, Factory, and Databricks. So for data movement, these are the tools important. For example, like for data movement, these are the tools important. Data Factory, Synapse, Fabric. For data transformation, what other tools are important? Databricks, SQL stored procedure, SQL, ADF data flows. These are the tools which is important for the data engineering. Okay. Now let me summarize everything so that everything is clear for you. Okay. We started with why cloud. Easy to collaborate, easy to maintain. What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, you're using someone else's computer, you're paying for it. Why Azure? Azure because Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, ChatGPT. Every company uses a Microsoft product. What is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement, data transformation. And you need to really focus on this rather than getting distracted with many other things in the market, right? So you need to focus on data factory and then Synapse, Fabric, but mainly you should focus on data factory because Synapse and Fabric build on top of it, right? So this data factory should be the most important tool which you should learn for data migration perspective. And for data transformation, you should focus on like Databricks, Spark, and then Databricks, right? So now I will request Sankha Das, and then he will basically explain you what Data Factory does, what Databricks does, what Spark does, right? So he will explain you everything. So he will start with understanding about why Data Factory is important, why Database is important, and what are the things we'll do here, right? So he will explain you everything now. Sankha, you can unmute yourself now, and then you can share your screen.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fine. So let me share my screen, guys. So first of all, okay, just to show you, first let's start with the very basic thing, that what are the tools we use, right? And what is the requirement of it? That we need to understand, that what is the objective of doing all these tools. So mostly, if you say from our practical experience, right, we are focusing on these three tools mostly. If you say 99% of the time. So what are the three tools? First of all, we have called Azure Data Factory. Okay. So it's nothing but, if I need to summarize in a layman term, that it is not, no code based tool. Okay. No code based ETL tool. That means if already we are familiar with any kind of ETL tool earlier, like let's say Talent, Show, all these are basically a very famous tool in the early days. Now, when cloud comes into the picture, then this become a very trending. Okay, why? Because if you don't know coding, you don't need to worry. You can start with Data Factory, right? Now, let's say you are quite familiar with Python, little bit of familiar, then you can start learning quickly, or you can start pick up the things in Databricks. So in Databricks, you can use Python, and there is a very very important and very fancy thing you can say, which actually which actually hype the data engineers, that is known as Spark. Okay. Now there is something called one more thing, that is known as Synapse. What is Synapse? If you say, it's like of a store where we, means storage, where actually we store the data in a structured format. Let's say we are getting a file in a Excel, we are getting one more file in a CSV, we are getting one more file in a JSON format, we are extracting the data from a table. Now we need to conform all the file, we need to aggregate all the files together, and you need to store it in a one single platform inside table. So in that case, you can use Synapse. So it's just a end tool, or you can say target, right? So you can consider this one as our enterprise data warehouse. Like, you can consider something that you buy multiple items from the market, right? When you come to your home, you segregate all the items in proper places. This is the way in Synapse we'll have multiple tables. We'll discuss later in more detail, like dimension table, fact tables, and how we load the data there, and what is the purpose of it. So many things are there. So these are the three tools we are having. So also inside Databricks, you will have the option to write SQL code as well. In Synapse also, you can write SQL code as well. And here, as Azure Data Factory is a, like, no code based tool, so there are multiple components are there where you can write your SQL code as well. So that's why SQL, Python, all these things should be used very very frequently in your data engineering journey, right? So now if I say that if you see the quick, like I just opened the quick like Databricks pipeline, like how it happens. Like if you say in modern days we follow some architecture, how we get the raw data, now how you transform it to the middle layer, then how we load it into a gold layer. From after that, how this kind of reporting is KPI is generating. KPI means, let's say, key performance indicator. Let's say total sales, top sales, revenue growth, year on year growth, quarter on quarter growth. Now let's see the way basically we can follow a quick pipeline, right? And if you click on this, just to show you, like each and every particular notebook is following to any particular code code file. Okay, this is the code file. So this is the way each and everything is following a particular path. Okay, so now data factory also like the same way you'll be able to find it, like multiple components are there. So for data movement, let's say you have some source and you have some target, right? So you have multiple components. You can use copy data, you can use other things. So basically with these components you just need to configure the component. Okay, what would be your source, what would be your target, which things you need to do. So this is the way basically we can do the overall ETL work. Okay, now if you say what is Spark, Spark is nothing but it's a distributed. If I write Spark quickly, then Spark, it's nothing but in memory, okay, distributed big data processing engine. That means what you can understand from here, let's say you told one cook to, or one chef to do 10 pizzas, so he will take a lot of time. But you assign 5 cooks to prepare 10 pizzas, they will take less time, right? So the other way, when you the work will be divided, the like execution time will be faster. So the same concept we will use in the case of Spark, means we will leverage Spark to do huge size of data. Like let's say we have 1 GB data, 100 GB data, 50 GB data. Because as you are a data engineer, data is the most precious thing after your, let's say, your family that you can consider. So you should not lose any data, but you should protect that data so that you can process faster, and you can store it into the Synapse, or let's say any enterprise data warehouse as per your company standards or as per the data architect's plan. And based on that, what you do, we can do visualization through Power BI Tableau. The data science people can take the data, right? So these are the way the full scale, ultimately a full scale data engineering case, or you can say data engineering project, is basically being done from picking up the data from multiple sources after doing multiple transformations like filtering, joining, group by, so many things can be there. According to, there are multiple formulas also to calculate the KPIs, and then we load the data into a target table. So this is the way the overall journey of our data engineers go, like data engineer gone through. Okay, so yeah, that's the way I can say and conclude everything, that from multiple sources you need to pick the data, they need to apply certain business rules, they need to store the output to a particular table from where the business can take the decision. Ultimately, that's the most important thing. If the business can leverage the data and to increase the sales, to increase the overall revenue, so it will be helpful for the business, right? So that's why it's a very demanding domain, you can say. Fine. So yeah, obviously you can take over right now if you want, or if you have any questions, you can also ask me. Anyone else?
All right, I will take over.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
Uh, all right, guys. So as Sankha explained, right, these are the tools which is very, very important. Data Factory, Synapse, Databricks, SQL DB, Data Lake, and DevOps. But to be very, very precise, Data Factory is the first tool which they launched, and it's a no-code tool, right? So here you don't need to write any code, and you can do things, right? So this is the important tool when you want to learn data migration. As I told, data engineering is data movement, data transformation. So for data movement, Data Factory is an important tool where you don't need to write any code. And then for data transformation, the most important tools are SQL DB and Databricks. So SQL DB is used for like one machine processing, but Databricks is being used for the Spark processing for for distributed processing. Okay. So let me show you this tool so that it's also clear for you. So this is Data Factory, right? Here you don't need to write any code, and then you can still do things, right? Here, so suppose if somebody doesn't know any code, he can start with Data Factory and then he can learn data engineering, right? This is a no code machine. So here you don't need to write any code, and then you can transform data. You can move the data from one point to another, that you can do, right? Now, if you want to do single machine processing, then you have a SQL server CS, right? So here you can do some SQL processing. You can transform the data using SQL, that you can do here. Okay, so here you can do SQL processing. You can transform data using SQL here. Okay. Then, like if you want to do distributed computing, then you have Databricks, where you can run your Spark code and then you can do distributed computing. So what Spark is, Spark basically distributes the data to different machine and then computing happens. So just to show you in very simple slide to make things very clear for you. Okay, suppose if I have a problem statement, if I submit that problem statement to a master node, it will divide the problem statement in different workers and then processing happens, which Spark does. Okay, so which is a distributed computing framework. So here you can see that you can run your Spark code, you can define your machine, you can run your Spark code, and when you create a compute, you will see that here you define different number of worker which you want, right? That you define. And once you learn Spark, for example, this Spark is open source, right? Spark is open source. So Spark can be run in different languages: Python, SQL, Scala, Java, and R. And Spark, like, can be used in different places. Like in Fabric as well, you can use Spark. In Synapse as well, you can use Spark. In Databricks as well, you can use Spark. But Databricks is created by creators of Apache Spark. So Databricks is created by creators of Apache Spark. So it is founded and created by creators of Apache Spark. So it's a much more mature tool when you want to learn Spark, right? It's a created by creators of Apache Spark. So if you want to learn Spark, Database is the best tool to learn Spark. But yes, Spark knowledge can be used in Synapse, can be used in Fabric, can be used in AWS Glue. In different places you can use Spark, okay? Because it's open source. And when you learn Databricks, you can also apply jobs related to like AWS Databricks as well, because you have AWS Databricks as well. We have GCP Databricks as well. So Databricks is much more mature tool when you want to do distributed computing, and then it is a multiple integration with different clouds as well, right? So if you learn Spark, you can apply Spark knowledge to different places because Spark is open source. So you can apply your job knowledge to Fabric, Synapse, everywhere. And then if you learn Databricks, that knowledge can be also applied to GCP Databricks, AWS Databricks, right? So yeah, so this is just the summary. All right. So now let's try to understand, based upon your profile, which tool can be best for you, right? So suppose I will just try to summarize everything again so that everything is clear for you. So why cloud? Easy to maintain, easy to collaborate. What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, using someone else's computer, you're paying for it. Why Azure? Because every company uses a Microsoft product. Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI Chat GPT. What is data engineering? Data movement, data transformation. For data movement, the main focus is data factory, but once you learn data factory, you can work with Synapse and Fabric as well. And here no coding is required. But to learn data transformation, you need to learn some sort of a coding, SQL or Python, right? So if you want to do SQL processing, you need SQL knowledge. You can do single processing. But if you learn Spark, it's a multiple engine processing, right? So Spark knowledge is useful in Databricks. In Apache, Spark can be used in Fabric, Synapse, Glue, all the places you can apply Spark knowledge, right? Now, let's try to understand based upon your profile which course to go for. So now suppose if you're a fresher and you have less than 2 to 3 years of experience, right? If you're a fresher or you have less than 2 to 3 years of experience and you don't know SQL, you don't know Python, you don't know any sort of a coding, then we recommend you to start with our Azure data engineering course, in which we focus about data factory, like because it's a no code tool. Here we focus about mostly about data factory. We focus about Databricks. Then we learn about Synapse, Fabric, Logic App, Key Vault, storage warehouse. All of this we will also learn, but the main focus is data factory here. We will learn Databricks, Synapse, Fabric as well, and we will do 3 projects here. So if you are a fresher, if you have 2 to 3 years of experience, and if you don't know SQL and Python, then you can start with our Azure Data Engineering course, right? So let me show you how this course curriculum looks. So here we will be teaching you like Azure Basics, Azure Active Directory, subscription resource group, blob storage, data lake storage, link service integration runtime, data factory, copy data activity, for each loop, a pre-copy script, parameterization, lookup activity, delta load, git integration, Databricks overview, a delta table, right? So we will cover Databricks as well, but we will not go deep into Databricks. We will cover from the interview perspective, okay? Key vault, advanced if else activity, triggers, Synapse, dedicated pool, serverless pool, slowly changing dimension, email alert, Fabric, One Lake, Fabric warehouse, Synapse, Fabric Spark pool. And then we will do 3 projects. One is Data Factory project, one is Databricks project, one is Synapse project. We will do 3 projects. So wherever the Databricks is used, we will guide you how you can practice SQL interview question, the Python interview question will guide you. And then you can do this particular course, right? So this is the course which you can do. Here the focus is Data Factory. You learn mostly Data Factory, but here and there you learn some coding, which we will guide you. And then you learn about Databricks as well from the interview perspective. If you are a fresher or 2 to 3 years of experience, don't know any sort of a coding, right? But now if you know SQL and Python, for example, if you know SQL and Python, right, in that case we recommend you to go for Databricks and Spark. If you are like, if you know SQL and Python, and if you have like, if you're a fresher, and if you know SQL and Python, or 2 to 3 years of experience, right? So if you're a fresher, 2 3 years of experience, and then you know SQL and Python as well. So then we recommend you to go with Azure Databricks course. Why I recommend you to go with Azure Databricks course? Because the 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 Databricks and then big data processing is very high in demand nowadays. Okay, suppose if you go over here, like AI and big data is very high in demand. It's a report published by World Economic Forum. So in that case, you should start with Databricks and Spark, because here you can like learn about Databricks and Spark and distributed computing in very nice format, right? Um, so here what you can do, you can basically learn about uh, Databricks, you can learn about Databricks and Spark, you can learn about, I think one person is facing some issue, so let me, uh, Yogesh, you can tell me like what you haven't understood. I will try to explain that again. If some points are not clear for you, you can tell me, please.
Uh, yes, sir. Kindly explain from uh, what you are telling that that pipeline, sir. This, synapses and Databricks and data warehouse section, sir. How you are doing pipeline for in this ETL uh, section, sir. After that ETL section.
So you mean to say how we are creating a pipeline? This is a question.
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay, so we go and create a pipeline in Data Factory. Like
Hmm.
it's a no code tool, and here we create a pipeline. For example, like I want to move the data from Oracle to data lake. So I post a copy data pipeline. Here I give configuration source as Oracle, for example, like Oracle, and then I will give sync as my like SQL database or something, and then I will create a pipeline to move the data. So similarly in Data Factory, you don't need to write any code, and then you can move the data in Data Factory. This is a question. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
So
continue.
now
Thank
like
you.
we recommend the Databricks and Spark course for the people who has some sort of experience and know little bit of coding, right? Because Spark is very high in demand. Okay. So in that case, we recommend you Databricks and Spark course. we recommend a Databricks and Spark course, and then here we will learn about like Databricks Spark architecture, Databricks overview, Databricks Spark architecture, cluster administration, RDD data frame API, data source API, data frame API, conversion of PySpark to Pandas, common transformation techniques, DB utils, table manipulation, types of different views, managed table, unmanaged table, secret scope, autoloader. Autoloader is not written here, but we will cover autoloader, Spark UI, Unity Catalog, SCD implementation, Lakehouse modeling architecture, directed acyclic graph, handling complex JSON, predicate push down, projection push down, right? Repartition collace, handling data skewness, all of this. And then whatever knowledge you will get, the Spark knowledge which you will get can be applied everywhere because we are training you for Spark. So the knowledge which you get here can be applied to Synapse, can be applied to Fabric, and the Databricks which your knowledge which you're getting, we are learning in Azure Databricks, but that knowledge can be applied to AWS Databricks, GCP Databricks as well. Okay. So we are training you like for all this skill set, right? And then we will do two projects here. One is Unity Catalog project, Madignal architecture project, and another is this architecture project. Okay. So you will see the architecture evolution, how the architecture have evolved. For example, like like previously this 1980 architecture look like this, 2011 architecture looks like this, 2020 architecture looks like this. So you will see the architecture evolution. So we'll do two projects like data lake architecture and lakehouse architecture. We'll do both of the project. Okay. Now, if you say that, hey, Abhishek, I am an experienced guy, right? And then I know SQL and Python as well. So in that case, like if you are a 4 to 5 years of experience, then you should do a combined course. Combined course meaning you should basically learn Azure Databricks and Spark, and also you should learn Azure Data Engineering. You should do both of them. Okay. Sorry guys, my laptop is a bit hanging, but like I will just try to manage with that. Okay. So in that case, you should go do a combined course, right? So here you can go for a combined course, right? So here you can see combined course. So this is the course which you need to learn for that, right? So suppose if you open this, here we will learn about everything, right? We will learn about Azure Data Factory, parameterization, Data Factory, right? And then Key Vault, Git integration, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric. You are doing combination of both of the courses. So you will do three projects here. And then in Databricks, you will again learn about Databricks and then you do two projects. And this course will go for 4 months. So the Azure Data Engineering course will go for 2 months. The Databricks Spark will also go for 2 months, right? This particular course will go for 4 months because you are a more experienced guy. You need to learn for longer time to crack better package. Okay. All right. So let me summarize everything for you, right? So that it's clear for everyone. So in Azure Databricks and Spark course, you will get 3 years of experience. You learn about Databricks, Spark architecture, Unity Catalog, Marginal architecture, 3 projects. You can apply any job related to Databricks. You can basically learn about Spark architecture. You learn about big data processing. You learn about Unity Catalog, Marginal architecture. You learn about like you gain 3 years of experience. You basically the SQL and Python knowledge required for this particular course. You can expect up to 15 to 20 LPA by doing this course. This course will start from 19th of December, 8:30 a.m. IST, 2 months, except Wednesday and weekend. Every day the class will happen. Okay. Similarly, for Azure Data Engineering course, the experience which you will get in 3 years, you will learn about ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, warehousing. We will learn ADF in detailed manner, and this course is for anyone who doesn't have any coding experience. You will learn about data migration, full load, delta load. You will get 3 years of experience. You can get up to 15 to 20 LPA by doing this particular course, right? And this course will start in January, but for now you can get the recording, learn it very quickly, and then basically enroll for live in the January. That is what you can do. For combined course, you'll get 5 years of experience. You learn about ADF, Databricks, Synapse, and warehousing. You will do 6 projects with us. You learn about data migration, full load, delta load, ADF, Databricks, Synapse. You can apply any job related to Databricks. You learn about Spark architecture. You can expect up to more than 15 to 20 LPA. So if your expectation is more than that, you have more experience, you do combined course. This course will also start from 19th of December, 8:30 a.m. IST, except weekend and weekdays. Every day the class will happen. Now this is a summary about everything. If you don't know any coding, go with Azure Data Engineering course. If you know coding, go with Databricks and Spark course. If you have 2 to 3 years of experience, or if you're a fresher, if you have more experience, go with a combined course because that would be better for you. Okay. Now sometimes people have a question about, hey, where we will practice, how the learning journey will look like, right? So we will practice everything in the Azure free environment. So over here we will practice everything, right? So over here we'll practice for everything. Azure gives you for 1 month of free subscription, and after that you can upgrade your account to another free subscription for 1 month, or you can start doing pay as you go, right? Which will cost you, like, suppose here I'm paying some 3,000 rupees. I'm training many students, but for you it can be like 1,000 to 1,500 rupees a month, right? And if you want to mitigate that, you again get a free subscription or another month. And then this is how your learning journey will look like. So here, this is how your learning journey will look like. So suppose over here, if you go, right, if I open this, right, now after every class there's a homework. After every class there's a homework. After certain classes are done, right, we are doing a project, right, end-to-end project. We are doing an end-to-end project in the class. So every class is done in front of you. All the implementation is in front of you. All the dashboard, architecture, diagram, the KPIs, everything is shared. The problem statement is shared. Homework is shared after every class, right? Then class by class, we again build project. Class by class, we again build project. After certain classes are done, we again do end-to-end project like modeling architecture, lakehouse architecture project, right? With the Power BI integration, we are again doing here the project. Right, we are again doing a project over here end to end. We are showing you everything, and then after certain classes are done, we are giving the scenario based question, the production issues which can come, right? And then we are giving the solution of all these things, right? What are the production bottleneck can come, what are the scenario based question can be asked, right? And then we are telling you how to introduce yourself, how to introduce a project, right? And then we are giving a project explanation so that you are writing this project explanation in your resume. Then we are giving you the resume so that you can prepare your resume. Then we are giving you the interview questions so that you prepare for the interview. Then we are taking a mock interview so that you're fully prepared. So it's like, suppose if you think about it, you first do projects, then you write this project in your resume, then you prepare for the interviews by preparing for the interview questions. So it's, you don't need to search a lot in YouTube what to learn, what not to learn. Based upon your profile, you enroll for the course, you learn in a dedicated path, and you finish the course, right? So that is what we want from you. Okay, and then me and Sanka Das will be there with you till the time you get a job. It's not like 2 months over, job support is over. You will be there with you till the time you get a job. Okay. Now, if you want to enroll for this particular course, Azure Databricks and Spark course, which is start from 19th of December, morning 9 a.m. IST. For by mistake, I have written evening, right? It's morning 9 a.m. IST batch. The fees is 20,000 rupees, but in today's demo, we are giving in 18,000 rupees, right? For combined course, the fees is 40,000 rupees because Azure Databricks and Spark 20,000 rupees, Azure Data Engineering 20,000 rupees, so it's 40,000 rupees. But in today's demo, we are giving in 30,000 rupees. You can pay 20,000 rupees now, rest after the batch starts. And for Azure Data Engineering course, right, you can just get the recording right now. Live batch will start from January. So once the live batch starts, you can pay the difference and you enroll live, which you need to pay 10,000 rupees. You need to currently pay 7,999 and you can enroll for the recording. Now, if you need any other recording, like a combined course recording or Azure Database Spark recording, you can get in discount, in 10% discount after the demo. Okay. Now, if you have any question, you can ask around the question. I will give you the unmute option so that you can ask question. All right, guys. So if you have any question, you can ask me the question. Anybody has any question, guys?
Sir, for non-coding, for non for non-coder, which are the models are you covered, sir?
Azure Data Engineering course. So I will cover Data Factory in basic to advanced, Databricks, Synapse, and Fabric. And you need to do this Azure Data Engineering course. And then you need to focus on Data Factory mostly because it's a no-code tool.
In Data Factory, which are the models, sir?
Sorry?
Data Factory, only Databricks and Data Factory.
In data engineering course, we will cover mostly data factory, okay, because it's a no code tool. And then we will learn little bit of Databricks, Synapse, Fabric from interview perspective. So it would be enough for you. And then in the side, you can learn basics of SQL and Python, which will guide you.
What are the
Okay.
prerequisites for joining a non-coding?
There is no prerequisites.
Course?
The prerequisite is zero. If you are from non-technical background, if you are from any sort of a like a non-tech, a marketing job as well, if you're doing in the past, there is no prerequisite for Azure data engineering course. For Databricks and Spark course, there is only prerequisite that you need to know SQL and Python. For Azure data engineering
Hmm.
course, you can learn from scratch. There is no prerequisite.
Okay, sir. For .NET or Spice for
Yeah, anybody can do this
any,
course. Yes.
so there is no need to learn .NET
You
or
need to learn little bit,
Python.
like you need to learn basics about SQL and Python along with the Azure data engineering course, which will guide you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But we will
Hmm.
focus on Data Factory, which is a no code machine.
And
Okay.
main thing is, what is the difference between the cloud computing or cloud administration, Azure data administration, and uh,
Cloud data engineering basically means that you are trying to migrate the data, like data movement and data transformation that you are taking. Cloud administration is nothing but you're taking the care of infrastructure. For example, like whenever you're building a project, there is an architecture, right? Which in top of it, so suppose this architecture, you're developing on top of this architecture. So your job of a architect is or admin is they try to protect this architecture, that there is no firewall breach or security breach in this architecture, that they take care. How people will log into this software, that they will take care. So authorization, authentication, networking, security is a job of an admin. And cloud data
yes.
engineering basically take care of the development on top of our architecture. Okay.
Hi Abhishek. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Hi.
Shajit. I'm doing Azure engineer.
Sorry. Hello, Sajid. Yeah, please go ahead. Sajid, I lost you. Hello.
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 Yeah, I lost
You
you
able to hear
for.
me?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, okay. Actually, I have 10 years experience in TCS, and I want to switch to data field. I'm currently working in infrastructure admin in Azure, I don't have coding knowledge. I have only SQL knowledge. I have a little bit I can do the search queries and all those things. Is that possible to change over from data engineering field and
Yeah,
selecting the
many people
combined
from
course?
admin background come and learn data engineering. Many of them learn data engineering because you have an admin skill set which is also useful somewhere in the data engineering job, right? Because you will be developing on infrastructure, and then your admin experience you can also
Yeah, yeah.
use.
What you told ADF for Databricks, I will create and I will giving to those data engineering peoples, and I will create the SaaS keys and all those things,
Yeah, yeah.
and give access to them and like that work
Yes.
I do. But I am interested in
Yes, so
data
once you
engineering.
develop on top of it, right? For example, if you know the development as well, then you know the deployment infrastructure, you also know. You know the development as well. Now your like admin skill set is also getting stagnant in the market, because suppose in my particular like project which I am doing, I have one admin but we have four developers. So there is more opportunity for developer, so you can learn the development which will help you to like switch quickly in a better package, and then you can do that. Many people learn from like from admin background, like Prashant is there who is from admin background. Then I have Monesh is there who is from admin background. Many of the people from the admin background learn data engineering and then they switch. They do that.
My problem is that was 10 years experience as of now. How can I project to the new companies like?
Uh,
Uh,
like you have 10 years of experience.
Yeah, all in three MNCs, CTS, Cognizant, and X7.
Yeah. So what you can do right now is you can basically, so for example, for what you can do, let me also write it so that it's clear for you. So you basically like you have done the admin work in Azure, or you have done the admin work in like AWS domain as well.
Only Azure.
Yeah.
I'm maintaining the virtual machines, Azure virtual
So
machines,
if you have
storage,
10
and
years
all.
of experience, what you can say is you have six years of experience as a admin, and you
Okay.
have 4 years of experience in Azure domain, Azure data engineering domain. So when you basically write your resume, you say that, hey, I have 6 years of experience in admin domain and 4 years of experience in Azure data engineering domain. So what I have done is I was working in one of the infrastructure, and there after deploying the infrastructure, I started supporting the development team, and I delivered a project, and then I got project in my TCS company itself for data engineering, where I delivered 4 to 5 projects and started working on data engineering domain. So I was doing like some admin job as well, and data engineering development also I was doing. So you portray that accordingly, and then you do a combined course where you have understanding about data factory and also Databricks. So you portray that accordingly, and then you try to switch. So this is what you can do ideally.
Thanks, Abhishek. Like for SQL and Python, any recorded session is there for
For
learning?
SQL and Python, we have a recorded session. Yes, we can give you the recorded session for SQL and Python.
Okay, okay. Then it should be fine. Thanks,
Yeah,
Abhishek. Bye.
yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody has any doubt, guys?
Hello, sir. This is Swati.
Yeah.
Actually, same situation like person who spoke to you, but I have 12 years of experience into Java applications and mobile applications development. And but in my initial stage, I worked as a developer, and later from recent 6 to 7 years, I worked as a Java application support engineer.
Hmm.
So now I took actually break. I'm planning to switch to Azure Data Engineer.
Hmm.
So is it correct decision to
Yeah,
switch?
so this Spark is right. It's a Spark is a deployed always on a Java virtual machine, okay? JVM objects. So Spark
Okay.
is built on Java language itself, right? So Spark, getting Spark and learning Spark can be easy for you. Like, and learning Spark coding can be also easy for you. So you can start with Databricks and Spark, and then you slowly learn about data migration as well. So if you're a Java developer, if you know about Java, it can be easy for you. Spark can be easy for you because Spark is built on Java programming.
Okay. So the same question I am having. So how can I project my profile?
In a
Because
similar way, so you can say that, hey, I was working as a Java developer, and then I slowly learning a Spark because Spark is a JVM object deployed on a JVM machine. So I got a project on Spark, and then I delivered a project about Spark, right? And then I
okay.
started learning about data engineering. So you need to make a storyline, and then we will guide you like how you can make that a storyline. So we'll mold your resume accordingly, and we'll try to make a storyline so that it can help you to get a job quicker. Okay. Like we will tell you
Switching.
how to portray yourself in the interview, how to project yourself in the interview. That we will guide you.
So switching my career, it will be easy for me, or how much
If you
time may
give
take?
time, like it is doable, right? Nothing is easy, to be honest, in this world. But like
Mhm.
if you give time, for example, like if you are dedicatedly attending the classes, if you're doing all the homework, if you're giving 4 or 5 months of amount of time, then it's doable. Like
Okay.
experienced people who are the experienced guys need to give 4 months amount of time, right? And the people who are less experienced can give 2 months amount of time, right? But if you are more than 4 to 5 years of experience, you need to give 4 to 5 months an amount of time to dedicatedly learn and switch.
Suppose because of having more experience, they may expect a more deep understanding of the technology in
Yeah, so
interview.
that is why we are giving a combined course. We are learning for 4 months, right? Here we are learning for 2 months because the expectation is less, the experience is less, the salary is less. But when you have more experience, when you go for a better package, then you need to learn more. So we are teaching you in a detailed manner, more detailed manner in the combined course
Okay, so
because this goes for 4 months. Okay.
So we will be having interview only on data engineering topics, not on Java and old projects and
Yeah.
old.
So you will only give the interview on the data engineering topic, like a Spark, data engineering, these topics you will give. And as you have a Java experience, many of the people from Java background learn about data engineering, and then it is relevant in some ways because you have done the programming, right? So you know how to do programming. So it will help you.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is a good a suggestion, right? To switch. It's okay, right? As per current
Yeah, I
market.
suppose from my perspective, I'm trying to give you best suggestions, but I don't know. You can also consult like around, but this is what my perspective is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What I thought is actually anyway, I didn't work into complete development, so it's better to switch to a technology which having boom so
Mm.
that can
Yeah.
get in job
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
I thought in that way. Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sir, which one is a boom market for cloud computing, sir? AWS or Azure or GCP? Which one is
What do you
the
mean?
best for cloud computing?
Cloud computing? Sorry, I'm not getting your question.
Now, sir, which one is a booming market for studying data engineering, like Azure or AWS or GCP? Which one is the best for a fresher for
So do simple
studying?
thing, right? Go to Naukri.com, try to search all the
Mm,
cloud, and then see where the job openings are, and you will find Azure has a better opening. So you should learn Azure in that case. So go to Naukri.com, here search about Azure data engineering and then see the job openings, right? You get it will not take much time of yours. You can search it and then you
mm,
can decide. But I feel Azure has a better
mm.
potential in the market.
Hi Abhishek.
Yes,
One doubt, Abhishek. While we are doing the course, right, that time should we also target the certifications, or is that not that important when we are looking
not
for
that
the?
important. If you want to get a job, it's not that important.
Okay, okay. And apart from this, I wanted to understand, like, should we also understand the big data concepts and Hadoop and Hive, all those tools also,
No,
or
we
that is
very
something that
limited
is
skill set is
outdated?
enough, which we will guide you. Okay, you need to learn about Spark only, but very
Okay,
limited
okay.
understanding is required, which we will guide you in the course itself.
And if I want to speed up my learning, because we will have some extra time during this Christmas week, right? So for that, like you were saying, some recorded sessions are there, so
We
we
have
can
a
start
recorded
going
material as well. So
through
what
that
you can do is
session.
you can also learn live, like you can enroll for the live session,
Hmm.
and then if you want to learn some quickly, we can give you some recordings through which you can
Okay,
like utilize your current timing, the Christmas timing, and you can learn bit fast.
okay, okay, Abhishek. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody has any question,
Yeah, hi
guys?
Abhishek. This is Soumya.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Abhishek. Thanks for the session, Abhishek. So I mean, the roadmap has given a proper idea. Personally, for me, I felt like I've got the roadmap for the Azure data engineering.
Mm.
But I have few questions. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that for data engineering, we do not need CI/CD pipelines, DevOps,
No.
AI/ML, automation, and all, right? But most of the job descriptions, like now, I am open to work. I am working with TCS, but currently I'm exploring opportunities in UAE. So when I come across most of the job descriptions, so it is not mentioned as it is a plus. They mention it as a like it is mandatory to know AIML automation, CI/CD pipelines,
No.
and
Let's
other
do that. Like,
stuff.
let's
And
try to do that right
everywhere
now.
it does not. Yeah, I'll just complete my question.
Yeah. Yeah. Please go
And
ahead.
one more thing is, yeah, and everything comes as together. Like they expect to have ADF, they expect to have Databricks, they expect to have Synapse along with PySpark also.
Mm.
So how do we? My question is, like, say I am, uh, what to say, underlining, say 5 requirements out of 10 requirements of the JD. Like I tick 5 out of 10, and
Mm.
that is what is required for a Azure data engineering job or a data engineering job. So how do I tell my how do I portray my resume saying that, okay, this is there, and because no one is expecting like when we say that okay we'll excel in it, because they want it for the exact job opening. So how do we come up with those or how we tick those job descriptions when we look for job opportunities? Yeah, so
So,
see there,
yeah,
you, yeah.
yeah. So it is basically a AI job over here, but let's go to the data engineer
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Now, if you see that they have written ETL, API, third-party integration, Azure, AWS, all of this. And then here I don't see, here they have written CI/CD pipeline.
Yeah, see, Git. Yeah, that's what.
But
Yeah.
but suppose, for example, what is my recommendation?
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
if you try to target to learn all these 5 points, for example, you try to learn CI/CD as well, and in some way they have written AI
Mm-hmm.
ML as well, for example. Then if you try
Mm-hmm.
to target to learn everything, right? What will happen? I'm telling you, you
Mm-hmm.
will invest 8 to 9 months amount of time to learn this, first of all. Okay, bare minimum,
Exactly.
bare
Right.
minimum.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Now, what will
Mm-hmm.
happen generally is if I like, so I run the course for 4 months, and I'm telling you the honest thing which happens. People enroll for the course,
Mm-hmm.
but they just like it's just like gym. In gym, what happens in the year when year starts, everybody enroll for the gym year membership, right? Now after 4 5 months, people start dropping. Okay, so that is what happens in the four
Mm-hmm.
months course as well. So people enroll, but now after
Mm-hmm.
having commitment for 4 months, they lose upon commitment. And no matter how good I teach,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't depend upon teaching. When
Okay.
I started teaching, I thought of like, hey, I am teaching somewhere wrong, and that is why people are dropping. But it's basically a
Mm-hmm.
industry problem. No matter how good your course is, people will drop. So
Mm-hmm.
now people lose commitment,
Okay.
right? That is the problem. So now,
Okay.
like
Mm-hmm.
what my request over here is, you don't try to
Mm-hmm.
prepare for all the skill sets. Suppose what they generally do, they write all the things. But when you go to the job, right, and when you say
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
things, whatever you have written, I know everything besides CI/CD pipeline. So the people who is taking data engineering interview, right, they're well aware that
Mm-hmm.
data engineer job is to not like learn CI/CD pipeline. That is not their job.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
well
Mm-hmm.
established in the market. Now, what they generally do is all the consulting firm, they don't want to hire a
Mm-hmm.
CI/CD engineer because like just for deployment,
Okay, do
why
two.
they want to hire, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to put
Yeah,
money.
yeah, right.
That is why they want you to do
Mm.
their job, okay? But when you say that I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do, I cannot do this because I don't know this,
Mm-hmm.
but I will rather in the
Mm-hmm.
company I will explore and do it, right? If you say that confidently,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
they will be okay with that, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
my
And
thing is I can teach you CI/CD pipeline, but I will increase the syllabus for another 2 months. I don't want to, and also in the
yeah,
market,
yeah, right. I understand. I understand.
what people generally do
Mm-hmm.
is they will write that, hey, I will teach you CI/CD pipeline. This is included in the course, data engineering course. They
Mm-hmm.
will take 2 days class. They will tell you, hey, the deployment like happens like this, the pipeline happens like this, deployment happens.
Yeah.
Now, when you learn this, go to the
Okay.
market, go to
Mm-hmm.
your job, use that knowledge to apply CI/CD
Mm-hmm.
deployment. Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
when you're learning something proper, like my thing is learn things properly rather than just learning for the sake of learning. So that we don't recommend. So you just learn the things properly and it is completely fine.
Okay. Which
So
is
I have
needed.
switched many
Okay.
jobs
Okay.
in the market, right? But I never ever learned
Mm-hmm.
CI/CD pipeline, right? And I am
Okay.
never
Okay.
saying that I know CI/CD pipeline properly, right? And I am able to
Mm-hmm.
crack jobs,
Mm-hmm.
so it's completely fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And one more question. I mean, it just popped up from the person
Yeah.
who spoke earlier. So you mentioned Spark was developed on Java JVM, right? So
Yeah.
should we know Java to
No, no, no,
learn
no,
Spark? Or
no.
because earlier you told Spark is like oh, openware and we can
No, you don't need to
learn
learn
it
Java.
really quick.
No.
So Java, no? Right. Okay, fine. And the recorded sessions for SQL and Python you mentioned. So is it free or would it be shared as part of the session? I mean, the subscription.
It will be shared with you with many very minimal price. If you want to have a SQL
Mm-hmm.
and Python recording, so we'll charge very minimal price, and it's a very good recording. Not like a huge price we'll share, but
Okay.
we'll share like we'll give you the recording with
Mm-hmm.
very minimal price if you
Okay.
want to opt for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And again, for the certifications, so you mentioned that it is not required, but in case if I have to like go and justify my knowledge concepts with the certification, what is the exact certification which would cover the entire data engineering uh, e-
So
concepts?
previously we had this AZ 203 certification exam, which they downgraded now, right? So currently, like, let me show you this. Give me a moment.
I'm not sure, but
So previously, Azure
203,
has
is it
this
not
data
the?
engineer certificate, this certificate, Associate Data Engineer certificate, which covers everything. But now this certificate is no
Okay.
longer valid. Okay. So currently, what
Mm-hmm.
you can do this fundamental, Azure fundamental, data fundamental. Then you can also do the
Mm-hmm.
Databricks courses, professional and associate course. This you can do. This is replaced by Fabric, but I don't suggest you to learn Fabric right now because Fabric is not being like learn Fabric, but learn as an added skill set, not like completely in Fabric because Fabric is not being used in the production environment too much. So my recommendation is you can do this like best certification which you can do, which has a weightage is this one, Databricks Associate or a professional one, either two of them, and these are the basic certificate which you can get.
Okay, the fundamentals is okay. Azure fundamentals and Azure Databricks associate or administration. That's what you're or professional. That's what you're
Yeah,
suggesting, right?
yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks for your time and thanks for
yeah.
the
All right.
clarifications. Helped me much.
Would
Thank
it be
you.
possible for you to share your number in the chat or somewhere so that I can have a chat with you separately?
Yeah, yeah, sure, Abhishek. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So anybody has any other question?
You will conduct mock interviews also after completion of this
Yes, I
course?
will conduct mock interview also.
Okay. Actually, in the job description, I've seen API integration. API
Yeah, this I will teach
integration,
you
what does
how
it
to pull
mean?
the data from API. I will teach you that.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, so now if you want to enroll for this particular course, guys, this is the link for that, right? You can go ahead and enroll. Um, like some people has written some question which I will tell you. Should we plan in parallel for certification or while doing it? So you can do after the course, not required before the course, right? I have 12 years of experience in development. Okay, so I think I already answered this question. Anybody has any question, guys, which I can answer?
Yes, Abhishek. Yep.
Yeah,
Shubhda here.
yeah, please
So,
tell me.
my question is, I'm from a non-technical background,
Yeah,
and means what is the best option to start a career as a data engineer, AWS or Azure?
I will say Azure because I am from Azure background and I told you my
Mhm.
reasons to learn about Azure because it has a better opportunity, better market potential. Every company uses a Microsoft product. So I will suggest Azure, but AWS also has a good market potential. So you can think about it. So suppose do you have any like are you doing any project in Azure or AWS?
No, no. Currently, I'm working as a technical support analyst.
Hmm. Okay, so in your company there you have some project on AWS or Azure?
No, no, no. It's just a
Okay,
support project. Means
okay.
just uh,
Okay,
yeah, a
so
support role.
like you can, I suggest you to move with Azure because it has a better opportunity in the market than AWS. But
Okay.
if you do your own research and if you feel as AWS is good, then AWS is also okay, right? Because we have both of the courses. If you want to learn any of the cloud, you can do that. You just need to
Okay.
invest time in learning, right? If you invest time in learning,
Yeah.
both the
Hmm.
cloud is good.
Okay. And
Mhm.
what is the prerequisites for Azure?
Based upon your profile, what is your profile? Like how much experience you have, you told?
I have 1 year and 6 months of
And
experience.
you know SQL and Python?
Yeah, I know only basics.
Yeah, so you can start with Azure Databricks course in that case.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Okay, and
Thank
if your
you.
expectation is more than 20 LPA, go with the combined course.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody has any question, guys? Okay, guys, if
So
you don't have any
after
question, then this is the offer which is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, and then this offer will expire. If you have any question, you can ping me on WhatsApp, and I will answer those questions. Yes, and if somebody was saying something?
my question is, if we have more experience, can we target senior data engineer roles after completion of this course, or not suggestible?
I suggest you to target like a 30% hike than your current package. That is what you should look for. Not like I want to go to a senior role. Rather, I will say that hey, the course is enough to go for a senior role. But are you confident enough? Have you practiced enough? Are you very confident about it, right? That depends on you, how much you basically learn and how much time you give to the course. Okay. So if you're confident, you can go ahead and switch to a senior role, but I will rather suggest to start with some sort of a role which you're confident first. Okay. But I will teach you everything what I know. And I work as a senior data engineer. Okay.
Okay. So can support us to attend interviews of senior data engineer roles
Yes.
also.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Abhishek,
Yeah.
uh, this is John, and
Yeah.
I am a 10 years experience in Java as well as in DevOps.
Mhm.
So can I move to switch to data engineering, means Azure data engineering,
Yeah,
or
you can switch to data
it will
engineering.
be harder for me for cracking the interviews because as I haven't worked, just I will learn
No,
and
no, it is
then
not hard if you invest time. If you give time, nothing is hard, right? You need to give time. And then if you give time, you will be able to learn and you will be able to switch.
okay, they
Like,
can ask that you have 10 years experience, then how much knowledge you have, then what we can
so
answer.
you are doing 5 projects with us, right? So that is the knowledge which you have. And this is not like
Mm-hmm.
a basic project. These are the project which I do in the company. That is what I'm teaching you.
So
Okay.
how many years of experience we can put means if one has 10
Five
years means
projects, 5 years. So here, 5 project, five
okay,
years.
okay, 5 years. Okay, 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 okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody has any question, guys? Everything is written over here. If you just read a slide once, right over here, everything I have written. So suppose here it will provide data factory, Databricks, both 5 projects, 2 projects, 3 projects. These are the benefits. These are the course. This is the prerequisite. This is the salary which you can target. You can take a screenshot of this. This will help you as well. All right, guys. Anybody has any question? Okay. If you don't have any question, I pasted the link. If you have any doubt as well, you can ping me on WhatsApp. Thank you so much for attending the class. See you around. Bye.